Hey, this is Matt. Welcome back to the video, and today we're going to be talking about another case, another subscriber of mine who decided to not get on medication, not get on finasteride prior to his hair transplant, and what happened 2 years later. What challenges my subscriber started to face and how he decided to deal with them in his own way. If you want me to review your hair restoration, make sure you email me or contact me on Instagram and I can share your case and give a detailed review on this channel. Make sure you like this video if you are enjoying these regular updates on hair loss and hair transplants on this channel. And as always, before we start, this video has been brought to you by GoFiber, which are hair building fibers you can use to mask any thinning or patchy areas on your scalp to make your hair look thicker and better. So make sure you check out the link in the video description below where you can visit GoFiber, get a free sample of your choice and try them out. See if you like them. Hey, welcome back to the channel once again. Good to see you, everybody. And you know that you are at the right place on this channel if your goal is to bring your hairline back to the next level, stabilize your hair loss, learn how to keep your hair for as long as possible so you can have that best result for many, many years. And also you want to learn how to avoid bad doctors ending up with a bad result after your hair transplant. So these are the things that you can learn on this channel by subscribing and hitting the bell. You can also visit my website and get on a one-on-one call with me where I can help you, guide you, and assist you one-on-one with all that and make sure that you get the best possible result and help you create the right setup. You can check out the link below which says mattdominance.com/one-on-one mentoring, where you can also get on a one-on-one call with me. All right, so this is my subscriber, and here we can see him at the age of 26, only 26, unfortunately, and he already was classified as a Norwood 4 by his doctor back in the days when he got his first surgery. Now here, what I notice is also the dangerous side of alopecia, which already is showing its aggression here by pretty much, taking a lot of hair from the lateral humps area. He still has it preserved here, but you see how the diffusion is kind of going in a very rapid pace and pretty aggressive pattern. That means already that he should be very careful. Like he's 26, he started losing his hair, he said, when he was 16 or 17 already. So yes, he has been suffering from hair loss for 10 years already. So one would think like, okay, how much hair loss can come in the future? I've been already suffering for 10 years. It's probably not going to be that much more, but no. I mean, you should never look at it this way because you can always lose more hair, unfortunately. Now, if most of the top reliable and ethical hair transplant doctors would see such patient, and considering his age, his recent alopecia and his potential alopecia potential in the future, they would 100% reject such a client for potential hair restoration. Considering he has only done minoxidil treatment in the past, that's not enough. They would require finasteride at least for a year to see how this guy can stabilize his hair loss. You don't know how to sanely design a hairline or how to do a sane hair restoration plan for the future if you have this type of patient who is thinning very, like, in a pretty unpredictable way. He's still too young and he's not on medication for whatever reason. He then mentioned that for personal reasons he did not take finasteride. Now obviously he wanted to have a surgery, and the clinic that he went to also said to him the limitations which this surgery will have. They also said that he's young, that he has pretty fine hair, and the result may not be so dense, but nonetheless he wanted to do the surgery, so that was his decision. Also, he was told about his donor area limitations, that the hair is fine and the donor is kind of average. He decided to have 2,700 grafts on the frontal third and 300 on the crown. He got 200 from the beard, which all of them went on the crown, and 2,800 grafts from the scalp were extracted. Always when you want to have a hair transplant done, in between the existing hair like this patient had, you always want to be on finasteride before. You want to thicken that hair as much as possible and strengthen it before the surgical intervention, because if you don't do it, oftentimes it can happen really that the newly transplanted hair, which will be implanted into that red zone, will weaken all that existing hair which is there, because the new hair is pretty thick, it's healthy, and it puts higher demands onto the blood supply in the scalp. And that can make that existing hair fall out faster. It can make it thin out faster. Now, I don't know why he decided not to take it, maybe personal reasons, maybe he thought he can get away with not taking finasteride in such case, I don't know. Here we can already see the result after 6 months, and we can see that the hair is already looking a bit more fuller, especially in the frontal third. The crown area looks about the same as before the surgery, and that's simply because they just transplanted like 300 grafts in that crown area region. You're not gonna notice it so much, you know, that's why there is not much of a change. From here it doesn't look that bad, but the lighting is also kind of you know, it's flashing his front, but from the back it's actually more like a high shadow environment, and that's why it's looking fuller. If we take a look at the frontal third, we can see that the new transplanted hair growth is coming, and it does look kind of soft on the hairline. It doesn't look pluggy, but it doesn't look so dense either on the hairline. Some of you guys may be like, yeah, but it's just 6 months, so it can still get thicker and denser. Well, it can, especially the follicle can thicken, but in terms of new follicles sprouting after the 6 month on the hairline, it's not gonna be as many. Again, as many guys think. And even this patient or subscriber of mine, he also said that by the 8th month, it was already pretty much the full result that he was able to observe. Especially when it comes down to the hairline, the hair growth usually kind of peaks between the month 6 and 7, in my opinion. And then it kind of starts declining, and then the follicles can just thicken a little bit, but not necessarily like new follicles growing from the hairline after month 8, 9 or so, as many guys think. Now, he actually said that he was quite happy with the growth and everything based on how thin his hair was and based on the overall number of grafts transplanted. So he was like happy with the surgery, 10 out of 10, he said. And the only area which did not grow as much as he expected was this area, which he's kind of exposing here. But again, this is just 6 months. So this is the month number 8. We can see that the hair is longer on the hairline. I don't think that there is any improvement in density on the hairline. This is how it looks outside on the light. Here we can also notice that this area actually consists of his existing hair before. This is the non-transplanted hair. And then if you kind of look way inside of the hairline, you can see some darker looking grafts which were placed there to add more fullness and density, and these are the transplanted hair. So actually the front looks softer due to his existing hair which was preserved in that. We can see the transplanted hairs more behind, like somewhere in that region here. But what kind of starts concerning me is the crown area, which seems to be spreading further, and the diffuse thinning is kind of speeding up, in my opinion. He's not on finasteride, and we can notice how much this diffuse thinning already worsened compared to before. Before his surgery, the diffuse thinning looked like that. So you can see that this is a clear difference, and this is only like 8 or 9 months of a difference, and you can see how much it already got worse. Now, this rapid hair loss on the crown area from just like in the last year by this subscriber made him reconsider finasteride use, and he even started taking finasteride for a very, very short time, and he decided to stop also because multiple things. He didn't have any side effects when it comes down to his libido, erectile issue, and whatsoever. He only mentioned that it was hard for him to fall asleep after taking Propecia, you know, and that's why he stopped. And once he stopped, the issues, you know, disappeared. So that's an unusual type of side effect, which I haven't observed with myself or with most of the guys that I talk to who take finasteride. So that's interesting. And this also made him reconsider whether he should take take finasteride or not, because even if he takes finasteride, it's not going to improve his hairline anymore. It's just going to keep that crown area from thinning further. Maybe it's going to thicken the hairline, maybe it's going to thicken the crown a little bit. So he was just like, I think it's the time right now to start considering a hair system. Although he was happy with the surgery in terms of giving him additional, fullness in the frontal third, it was not the density that he kind of expected. And I don't wonder, because if we look at the hairline from from here, I guess, it's not so full, it's not so dense at all, okay? It's very conservative density, and for a guy in his, mid-late 20s, he still wanted to have something way better. Here we can definitely conclude that with all this hair loss on the mid-scalp and crown, while also his hairline not being so dense as he would wish, there is no way he's able to, get more hair transplants in the future to successfully cover and improve all of this visually. If his donor already got weakened, as we can see here, 3,000 grafts almost had been harvested, so that leaves him with, 2,000 grafts more maybe. That's what his doctor actually told him, that he's able to extract 2,000 more in the future without visible over-harvesting. But we can already see here on some areas, some white-looking areas which are bigger than they should, especially in these zones here. This is mild, but this is bigger, larger. So there are some spots already which suffered a little over-harvesting, and this is already end result, so this will not recover in these zones. It's not like after 2-3 months, which could be attributed to shock loss temporarily, but no, this is already permanent, and that's why, I don't think he could get more than 2,000 grafts, maybe 2,500 if the doctor really pushes it, not more than that from his donor, okay? And that's definitely not enough to cover everything we have just seen. So that was also the time for him to start considering a hair system, because he not only would need to keep taking medication, like he starts thinking about hair system. And this is already him with a hair system. It's not even a year after his hair restoration, and he already started wearing a hair system. As we can see, the hairline is lowered, way lower, like significantly lower than what it was here with the hair transplant. It frames his face better, and it achieves probably exactly the type of appearance that he was hoping for, and was unable to, have or get with a hair transplant. So we can see the hair system also here, and it definitely looks good on him. I really like it. And always these systems tend to be also less noticeable from the back. From the back you wouldn't detect it. What we can learn from him and his case is pretty much that if you are somebody with thin hair in your mid-20s, your donor is average, at best, maybe slightly average at best, you have high expectations on density, you want to still have the low hairline like Norwood 1 or what you used to have, I would not suggest hair restoration. Get on a hair system, try it for some time, and then maybe consider hair transplant in the future once your expectations get lower, once you want to have your own hair. You should also consider maybe taking medication while using hair system, so you can at least, delay or slow down your hair loss while you're wearing hair system, because you never know, will I want to have my own hair back maybe sometime in the future or not? If yes, or if you still don't know, then it's good to still be on treatment, because then once you will consider hair restoration, you will have better, like your hair will be in better condition, you will be lower Norwood class as you would have been without taking medication for all these years. Whether he should have done a hair transplant in the first place or not, in my opinion, no, it was not the best decision, but after he has done it already, this was the best decision what he could have done, in my opinion, instead of doing another surgery and try to, achieve something unrealistic. For some of you guys, it will be probably something that you want to try as well, especially the guys who are young, not a good candidates for surgery, maybe don't want to take medication for whatever reason. That's something that maybe you can try out before you even do the surgery, so you won't burn your donor too early early, and the result of your hair transplant will not be even that long lasting, because the hair loss will just progress, and it will make the transplant look funny and even stupid after just a couple of years. And that's why this will be something that you should prefer. Maybe make sure you check out the link in the video description below, mattdominance.com/one-on-one mentoring, where you can get on a one-on-one call with me, where I can help you and assist you and guide you one-on-one with your hair issues, be it hair loss stabilization, getting your hair back with a surgery, how to do it right, how to avoid all the mistakes, how to get the proper setup. With that being said, guys, thank you so much again. Gonna be here soon with another video. And if you are somebody who wants me to evaluate your situation, hit me up on my email or Instagram. All right, take care.